and put himself back as a favorite to win the MVP award. But I think right now, if the voting happened today, I'm not sure he would get it. But like I said, I think some team success here to close it out, getting that 1 seed, putting about 4 games between him and Denver would really go a long way towards solidifying that, even if maybe it shouldn't, because I think a lot of these games here are going to be against, bad teams, tanking teams. But I think narrative has a way of driving a lot of that.
He's locked in on the Sixers. Derek Bodner, Sixers reporter for the Daily Six. Follow him on Twitter at Derek Bodner NBA. Appreciate it, man. Great insight as usual.
Yep, my pleasure.
Amber, I don't look at them and feel confident. There are a lot of different aspects of it. He mentioned the half-court defense. Until I see James Harden really show up in the biggest of games and the biggest of moments, I'm just not going to be able to pull the trigger and believe in them. I'm just not going to be able to do it. And it's one of those things where you have to show it to me before I believe it actually exists.
Well, and that's fair. I think we'd be feeling like that, frankly, because of James Harden's past, even if they were playing phenomenally here down the stretch, even if they had won all of these games down the stretch. And so then with them on top of that having troubles here at the end of the regular season and James Harden showing that he's not quite right, whether it's the hammy injury, whether he's on the back end of his prime, whatever it ends up being, now you really have even more concerns as we head into the postseason for that team. I'm with you. I won't believe it until I see it.
Join the conversation, 888-SAY-ESPN, 888-729-3776. How concerned are you about the 76ers in the East? Are they still, with Harden, the biggest threat to winning a championship out of the Eastern Conference? We'll get to that and your calls shortly. Line them up at 888-729-3776. This has been Straight Talk, brought to you by Straight Talk Wireless. No contract, no compromise. Up next, though, there was another team on the floor last night, and that was the Milwaukee Bucks. Have we just forgotten that the Bucks are the best team in the East? At least one of us thinks so. We'll discuss next. Chris Carlin, Amber Wilson on ESPN Radio and the ESPN app.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Now getting ready for a pretty good spring storm coming in here for Thursday morning. We're in the mid-50s for tonight. Rain chances going up after midnight, and a squall line comes in early Thursday morning, sunrise Thursday morning, featuring storms, some severe possibly. High 72 on Thursday, low 40. And then Friday, partly cloudy and cooler with a high of 55. Wind advisory up for gusty wind. I'm meteorologist Scott Lariamore. That's the latest Weather Channel forecast.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Are you a safe driver? Are you looking to save money? With DriveWise from Allstate, the safer you drive, the more you can save. At Allstate, better protection costs a whole lot less. Visit allstate.com or call an agent for a quote today.
Today's a weird day for me. I'm wearing somebody else's pants. Which is strange.
Is a weird day.
It is very strange. Yeah, I had to get some hand-me-down pants from a friend who's skinnier than me because I keep losing so much weight on the PhD weight loss program. I have lost darn near 50 pounds in 4 months on PhD weight loss, and I encourage you to join us on the ride.
Convenience was what got me into the shape I was in. Fast food was always more convenient. That's what I did, and that's how I got to that weight. Now I'm back down to my high school weight. I'm sleeping better, and I feel fantastic, and it's all thanks to the plan at PhD Weight Loss.
We are putting better nutrition in our bodies now. We're dropping weight like crazy, and you need to make a life-changing decision, which this is life-changing for me. I've always been in that category of morbidly obese. I would like for that to change, and PhD is going to help me do that. MyPhDWeightLoss.com. It's MyPhDWeightLoss.com.
Try great tasting Ensure Max Protein with 30 grams of protein, 1 gram of sugar, and nutrients to support immune health. Those who tried Ensure Max Protein reported feeling more energy in just 2 weeks. For more information, including consumer survey details, please visit Ensure.com.
Now that we're home more than ever, we need to feel safe. Call it a sign of the times or the world we now live in. What do you want to keep safe? The people in your life? What do you want to protect? Your possessions, the things that belong to you, the things that you've worked hard for. Wouldn't it be nice to have tested, trusted 24/7 protection? Peace of mind, real protection that's always there for you and your whole family? Well, now you can with one of our state-of-the-art home security systems. Everyone thinks their home is safe until the unexpected happens. Start protecting your home and loved ones today with the affordable next generation in home security. To keep your family and property safe, call 1-800-317-6096. Representatives are standing by to assist you. That's 1-800-317-6096. 1-800-317-6096.
I believe real estate isn't about properties. It's about people. I am Clarissa Marshall with eXp Realty, serving all of Western North Carolina. Navigating the home buying and selling journey can feel overwhelming at times, and that's why having an agent who cares about you and your needs is key. I'm a native of Western North Carolina, and I close over a home a week. I'm an expert in the market, pricing my sellers correctly to net you the most money, and working as a skilled negotiator for my buyers. Please give me a call today at 828-774-6343 to set up a complimentary market analysis.
The underdog. The long shot. The nobody from nowhere, never gonna happen 100-to-1 shot. We know something about that. We're with you every step of the way.
This week at Ingles, select 6 to 12 count Laurel and Cuddly soft bath tissue, $3.98 each. Select sizes and varieties Kellogg's Frosted Flakes or Fruit Loop cereal, 2 for $4. And select sizes and varieties Tide laundry detergent, $12.98 each. Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
In the heart of Beer City, USA, two men, one journey to create a sports show unlike any other. Unfiltered, raw, and honest. One of them played a soccer goalie opposite Ben Stiller. The other once scored 6 points on Steph Curry. These guys know their shit. Let's go! Tank Spencer, Jeremy Greene, the Sportsocracy. Presented by Ingles Supermarkets. Low prices, love the savings.
And welcome into the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. The Sportsocracy is on the air, and we are in the Ingles Studio live. Brought to you by Ingles. Low prices, love the savings. I'm Tank Spencer. He's Jeremy Greene. And it's great when you're getting ready to go on for a live 2-hour radio show and the computers just go out.
Everything goes out.
So we hope you enjoyed that little 20-minute respite you got from the Sportsocracy crew here. But we are ready and raring to go for the rest of the program here, as long as the technology will hold out for us. Yes, we will talk some LeBron James, as well as the Lakers are just, well, Jeremy, you say the bad things because I say the nice things, and I want to say bad things.
They are horror awful. I mean, I don't know that there are words in the English language that are mean enough to quantify how bad this team is.
Yeah.
They could have lost by 90 last night. If Dallas just looked at them and went, we want to prove a point, they would have beaten them 150-60.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, we'll talk about the LeBron James-led Lakers and what's next. What do we do now in Lakerland?
And I hope you didn't listen to the Lakers plus 12, and you did instead listen to Xavier, which was my stone cold lock of forever of eternity.
Uh-huh.
And it won.
Good. A little NIT action.
I'm pretty sure St. Bonaventure played a ball boy by the end of that game because it went exactly how I thought it would.
Yeah. Green on Green picks coming up at the end of this hour. We'll get the 5 on it in the 4 o'clock hour as well. Your double chance to win some money tonight, wagering on certain things. I have to say certain things because I don't know what all you got planned. I guess it's just NBA is the only thing.
NBA, ping pong, cricket. That might get a NASCAR futures
WrestleMania,
in there.
you got some WrestleMania props.
I didn't know you could actually bet on WrestleMania until over the weekend.
Which is ridiculous.
How in the world do you bet on something that's scripted? That's like betting on a movie.
Mm-hmm. We've got a certain Duke Blue Devil who's trying to stir the pot here ahead of the biggest game in college basketball's history. The Final Four coming up on Saturday, Carolina and Duke. And, of course, you'll hear it right here on ESPN Asheville live as it happens, your home for the Tar Heels. And we'll get into all manner of other things. But I guess the number one story today, at least in the NFL, is Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson wants to put a rest to all of the talk about oh, he wants to leave Baltimore, and what's the real reason behind the fact that they haven't had in-depth discussions about a contract extension?
Well, I mean, Steve Bisciotti had a thought, and it's one of the weirdest comments I think I've ever heard an owner make. He said Lamar Jackson is so competitive that he feels like he doesn't deserve it yet. That's not how I would have said that.
Okay. Because
this has not gotten contentious. And the reason that you heard from Steve Bisciotti, I can give you 230 million guaranteed reasons.
The Deshaun Watson contract, that fully guaranteed $230 million that the Cleveland Browns gave him. I mean, that reset the quarterback. We thought that the $50 million a year Aaron Rodgers extension reset the market. And then the Cleveland Browns went all Will Smith on Chris Rock.
They went, hey, y'all, hold my beer.
Yeah.
And NFL owners are not happy about it. And my question would be, why?
Why are the owners not happy? Because
Bisciotti, the reason that he is one of the best team owners in all of pro sports is because one of the first words that came out of his mouth is, just because Cleveland did that does not mean we're going to.
Mm-hmm.
And you shouldn't.
No, that's what the owners are worried about.
100% should. And I'll be honest with you, the timing of this is perfect because I don't think Lamar Jackson is the kind of person that would hold out for that kind of money because he knows it's insane.
Mm-hmm.
The chances of that Deshaun Watson deal working out for Cleveland are needle in a haystack territory.
Okay.
The chances of that being an absolute albatross are way better than you going, yeah, I'm glad we did that. And the reason you did it is because you're the Browns. Nobody looks at Cleveland and goes, yeah, let's do that. Not only is it a just awful city. If it's your city, I'm sorry. It's one of 3 towns in all of this country that I have ever flown into and gone, can I just get back on a plane? Do I have to get out here? I don't, because I don't want to.
Right.
The franchise is horribly run, and you're trying to correct a mistake you made.
Mm-hmm.
So all of this thought that now Lamar Jackson wants $230 million guaranteed dollars, he knows that's insane. Kyler Murray knows that's insane.
Mm-hmm.
But Kyler's the one that would scare me.
I was going to say, but there's going to be one. There's going to be one quarterback that is going to just stand back and go, no, you're going to give me that guaranteed deal.
I don't think there is.
You don't think there is? You don't think that there is a quarterback that will win that game of chicken with the ownership of his team?
And here would be my question. Who would it be?
Ooh, that's a good
This
one.
is why I'm saying this
Joe
Cleveland
Burrow.
deal is –
Let's go Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow would never do that.
You don't think so?
Nope.
Okay.
If there's a young quarterback in this league that I would bet $1 to a donut would look at his team and go, I want to keep this team together. I want to take the Tom Brady deal.
It would be Joe Burrow.
It would be Joe Burrow.
Okay. I'm just trying to think of young quarterback like Justin Herbert. I don't know.
I don't think Justin look,
somebody's
I don't know Justin Herbert personally, but I can tell you from everything I've ever heard him say, he strikes me as the kind of guy that his hobbies are cheap. Like he likes to play his ukulele and surf and
his most expensive guilty pleasure is
Funyuns. I'm going to go with Funyuns.
I was going to say it's the $10,000 elite surfboard that he had made for himself.
Or a PlayStation.
And then that's the only
he
thing.
Strikes me as a PlayStation guy. I play a lot of video games. You know, that doesn't surprise me in the least.
Right. I just think with the quarterback money getting as ridiculous as it is, and by ridiculous, I don't mean that these guys don't deserve it or anything like that, but it all started with Patrick Mahomes getting that $500 million deal for 10 years.
That deal feels like a value now, doesn't it? Don't you look at Pat Mahomes and just go, woo, you put pen to paper too quickly because that's going to age like milk.
It's going to change. I still feel like he will renegotiate that contract if the market starts to surpass what the $50 million.
He'll renegotiate on the backside. He's probably got 6 years before he could do anything. The old saying, you can piddle in one hand and want in the other and see which one fills up faster.
Right.
That's where he's at until about 2028.
No renegotiation will happen.
Not to add money to it. Why would you do that? This is the baseball model all over again.
Mm-hmm.
Of why do you think baseball started signing these really long contracts? Because they're beneficial to the owners, not to the player. You can stretch all this money out, and now the market can't do anything with you for 10 years.
Right.
Yeah, you could be Albert Bell, which was just an abject disaster, but the chances of that with Patrick Mahomes are virtually nothing.
Sure.
That deal is going to be the greatest value in sports by the end of it.
Okay. All right.
And I'm not sure that Josh Allen won't be right behind him.
Right. But with the $500 million deal to Patrick Mahomes, and then, you've had the $150 million extension that Aaron Rodgers just signed with Green Bay. Now you have the $230 million from Cleveland going fully guaranteed to Deshaun Watson. This is the way the quarterback market is going. And I think it was Steve Bisciotti that said as well, we'll franchise tag him if that's what he wants. We'll franchise tag him, and it tells me that I have a 3-year window here to win a Super Bowl, because in 3 years that franchise tag could be $60 million.
Well, and that's the narrative, is that they would franchise tag him twice. By the third year, it would be so expensive that he would hit unrestricted free agency.
Right.
And what he would get on the open market, shoo, buddy.
Especially
a lot.
Yes.
Especially with the cap going up $30 million a year.
Well, I was going to say, but especially on, a lot can happen in 3 years. A narrative on a guy can change in 3 years. And I'm not saying it's going to happen with Lamar Jackson.
The narrative on Lamar Jackson has changed for me in 3 months.
Okay.
I was firmly of the belief there's no way I would give him a long-term deal.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I can't do it quick enough. I physically cannot get you to the table fast enough to sign you to the deal because I want this done.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot afford to start trying to arms race with the rest of the AFC. You're one of the things I know. And we have a lot of niche-y pieces on this team that fit you and probably wouldn't fit anybody else. And you want to be here. You've come out and said it. If I'm Eric DaCosta, as soon as he said that today, tweeted out that I don't know where this narrative is coming from, that I don't want to be in Baltimore, great. Let's meet at a crab cake place at 4 o'clock. I'll bet we could have this done by dinner.
Okay. $23 million is what he's going to make this year on the 5th-year option. And that's why all the talk is about getting him signed to a long-term extension. And Bisciotti says we'll pay him when he's ready to be paid. That we're open to having the discussion, but it's not time yet. And maybe it is Lamar doesn't feel like he deserves it yet, or he has earned the big-time contract.
Oh, I think that's insane. I've firmly believed that Lamar was waiting for the market to get set. Well, the market's set now.
Mm-hmm.
And you're not going to like what they come with because they're not giving you $230 million. Lamar Jackson flat out is not worth that.
I would agree.
I would say he's more in the 190, 200, somewhere in there with a lot of
outs.
Incentive.
Oh, a lot of incentive. I was going to say a lot of outs. Because where I was headed earlier with the Lamar Jackson thing is in 3 years, a lot can happen in 3 years. And Lamar Jackson, the way he plays, he may not be worth a darn in 3 years.
I'm not worried about that.
You're not worried about that at all?
I'm not worried about that in the least.
Okay. I would be.
Not by comparison. I mean, if we're comparing Lamar Jackson to Deshaun Watson, and that would be my argument if I was him. He just got all this, and they're not even sure he could play.
For a little bit. I mean, he'll finish out that contract. It'll be one bump in the contract in the first year. And that's, again, why they structured it the way they did.
And this, to me, is going to be the definition of watch the smart team do smart things and watch the dumb team do dumb things. Because you watch, Baltimore will get this deal done with Lamar Jackson, and I'm not going to say it'll be tomorrow. It's going to be in short order. Because they know the toothpaste is out of the tube. This is not going our way. And what I would be scared of is Kyler Murray's people going to Arizona and saying, let's get this done.
Mm-hmm.
Because this didn't get the pub that I thought it would. Jim Irsay said some, let's just say they were odd things. Between Carson Wentz, we wanted out of that really quickly. We knew it wasn't a fit.
Yeah, we knew it was a mistake.
He also said something else that is not getting the pub. We turned down a franchise quarterback for 2 first-round picks. The problem with saying things like that is there's too many people like me that can go through and go, can't be that one, can't be that one, can't be that one, and I figured out who it is.
Kyler.
It's Kyler Murray.
Yeah.
It's the only one that makes any sense.
Mm-hmm.
Because if Indy there are two names that made vague sense. Derek Carr was one, Kyler Murray was the other. If they turn down 2 ones for Derek Carr, they're out of their minds.
No doubt.
Especially with a contract on the horizon.
Mm-hmm.
And I fully believe the Raiders are smarter than that. So that means Kyler Murray has kind of worn out his welcome. And now you're at a standoff. One of you is going to get this done, and the other is going to be in a really uncomfortable spot because if you don't get the right deal, it's going to make you look weak. If Lamar Jackson walks away from out of a deal with the Ravens, let's say it's 5 years, $185 million, what will the number one part of that narrative be? That's why you need an agent. That's why you don't negotiate for yourself. He's a unanimous MVP, and he got $50 million less than Deshaun Watson.
Mm-hmm.
And if Kyler Murray gets it done first, now there's nowhere to go. Now I can't take the team-friendly deal because it's setting the market, and the market has been set that I have to get $40 million, and that would get uncomfortable in a hurry.
Yeah. Lamar Jackson, can you envision him leaving Baltimore at any point?
No.
I can't either. I really can't.
He's too much the fabric of that team.
That's what I'm saying.
There are just certain players that fit, and I'm going to use a name that I just said, Derek Carr. Unless you overpay me for Derek Carr, and look, I know there are some Raider fans that don't love him. He fits the culture of this team. He brought us Devontae Adams. This whole team is laid out for him.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have to do something dumb to get him away from me. I kind of feel the same now about Lamar. See, I always had the longevity scare with Lamar of he's a skinny guy.
Right.
He gets hit too much. He runs a lot. And that's one way to look at it. Or there's the other of I can get out in front of this, and 3 years from now it could be of value. Because I'm not going to be paying Josh Allen money. I'm not going to be paying Patrick Mahomes money. Because the smart teams are going to do smart things and the dumb teams are going to do dumb things. And if I'm Bisciotti, I am terrified that there's another dumb deal coming, and I have a funny feeling it's in the desert.
With Kyler Murray in Arizona.
Well, because what is your objection? All right, so if you go to the table and say, we can't sign you long-term because you run too much. Arizona did with Kyler Murray, why can you not?
Right.
And he's not nearly the quarterback I am.
Right. So does this become like the arms race? Like we thought Baker and Lamar, that was going to be the arms race to see who got their
Unless you got
done.
a squirrel in your pocket, there was no we.
That was the narrative that was laid out, though, was who's got to get their deal done first. Baker's got to get his deal before Lamar does because Lamar's going to set all of that. So now it becomes Lamar and Kyler. Obviously, Baker's not going anywhere.
But Baker's going to the unemployment line.
He's
going to be at home with Baker Mayfield.
Thank you.
I was
going to say it. Yeah, I was going to say it if you didn't. I mean, we said the same thing about all these quarterbacks, though. Could you ever imagine Peyton Manning not with the Indianapolis Colts? Could you ever imagine Tom Brady not with the New England Patriots?
Well, and that was late.
Oh, yeah.
There has never been a quarterback like this hit the open market, and that's not changing anytime soon. The question is who gets a value and who gets hammered.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to bet you that Baltimore gets the value and Arizona is the one sitting here going, what did we just do?
They very well could. Let's get just a bit outside.
Boy, you must be outside your mind.
The Sportsocracy.
Just a bit outside. He tried the corner and missed.
You know, there were several good candidates for a just a bit outside story today, but I got to come up with this revolutionary idea that Major League Baseball has to get more fans, get more eyeballs from around the world. They're calling it Homerun Derby X, and it's going to be a global tour, and Homerun Derby X is going to be making stops in London, Seoul, South Korea, and Mexico City, and it is going to feature 4 teams of hitters of all of the longest reigning popular franchises in baseball. So you got the Dodgers team, which will be led by Adrian Gonzalez. You have the Boston Red Sox team, which is going to be led by Johnny Gomes, of all people. Giovanni Soto leads the Chicago Cubs team, and Nick Swisher will be the captain of Team New York Yankees. And these are going to be the London stops in July, Seoul is in September, Mexico City is in October, all at venues to be named later. But it's going to take – this is a skills competition that's not going to be your regular home run derby, like regular stadium setup and do it like we do on All-Star Weekend. This is going to be fashioned after the MVP Baseball 2005 video game. Now, Jeremy, you're not a baseball guy, so I doubt you ever played that game. That was the greatest, in my opinion, the greatest Major League Baseball video game ever created. And they had mini games that you could play to give your guys extra points. And it was, you had to hit targets. So there's like a little target over in right field, and you got to hit it to the right field. You got to hit it over to left field. You got to hit all these things. It's kind of like Rock and Jock used to have. You hit a certain place, and you win prizes or get, whatever. They're going to set this up, and it's going to be on a stage, and the pitching mound is going to be a podium, and home plate is going to be, the usual distance away, but you're going to have to hit these targets. It's kind of like what I imagine is like those golf simulators, the driving simulators.
Oh, that's the worst. I hated this idea anyway, and now I hate it even more.
So this is a traveling home run derby simulator show that's going to have 4 former baseball players, I would say the majority of which the lay fan has never heard of.
Yep, I hated this before. I really hate it now.
I wonder, Homerun Derby X, what are these tickets going to cost? $1?
A $1 US doll hair. Speaking of things that cost US doll hairs, Eric Church just became one of my favorite people on the planet.
Committed to your team. This is what we're talking about. When you say the word super fan, there is no other super fan bigger now than Eric Church.
If you don't know who Eric Church is, he is a country music star. And apparently a lot of people in San Antonio, Texas were really looking forward to seeing him in concert on Saturday. One problem. He is a huge North Carolina Tar Heels fan. He canceled the concert to watch the game with Duke.
Yep.
Sent out an email on Ticketmasters that said, as a lifelong Carolina basketball fan, I've watched Carolina and Duke battle over the years, but to have them match up for the first time in the history of the NCAA tournament in any sports is any sports enthusiast's dream. He's refunding the tickets and did not reschedule the date. That's the most G part to me, is that you just went, nope, out. Sorry, San Antonio.
Yep. Dates are full. Our dates are full.
Now, here's the bigger part of this. He now has the ultimate trump card, because we did some digging and we figured out how much it costs to book Eric Church per night.
Yep.
It's $1.25 million. He set $1.25 million on fire to watch this game.
Which is brilliant.
Give the man a round of applause, because that is commitment that I don't even kind of have.
You remember when I said, even if I had the money, I don't think I would buy tickets to this game? I was probably lying when I said that. If I had Eric Church money, I definitely would have bought tickets to go to the game.
That's the thing that blows my mind, is he not going to be there? Now, if you've got tickets to this, that's even more G.
Is he not going to be there?
In New Orleans.
Oh, yeah, he's going to the game.
He is going to the game. Okay,
that's why he canceled it, because he said, I'll never get an opportunity.
The story I pulled did not say that. He said he was going to be watching the game. Okay, so I want you to take the journey with me. That means that he, through his people, bought tickets, knowing full well that if I get them, I'm going to have to cancel this, and said nothing to anyone. Got the tickets and went, well, I guess it's time for me to tell people that I won't be there.
Yep, I got a scheduling conflict. I understand why people are ticked. I understand.
The only thing I wish more is that he had sent out an email that said I have to wash my hair that day, and then people see him sitting courtside like, oink.
Eric Church turning down his date in San Antonio.
But here's my question. What are you supposed to do? If you're this level of fan and you have this level of access, The chances of this happening again in your lifetime are virtually nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And this could be Krzyzewski's last game. I get it. I'm going to be honest with you. And I can tell him how to fix this problem. I went through and read a lot of the comments. Eric Church has got more money than you could shake a stick at. All you have to do, reschedule this and offer a voucher with hotels close to it so that you can reschedule this, they can get their money back, and you're all good.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody will remember this. You will be known as the superfan forever.
Yep. And I think he should make it up to the folks in San Antonio.
Oh, and he'll do something completely over the top to make this up.
Free show, Riverwalk, in San Antonio. I think that would be the perfect way to cover this up. You win the hearts and minds back. You've already refunded the tickets. I'm sure that San Antonio will.
Oh, I'll go one step further. Free show, donations to charity.
Bam.
Ta-da! And every person that had tickets to this show, you get the first crack at tickets to the free one.
No doubt.
Boom.
You're done. And you got to see the most historic game in NCAA history. I can't fault him for this. I was talking with sports freak Brian Hall about it earlier today, and I do understand why the fans are mad. I had plans for this. Maybe you had, this was going to be our big weekend out, and we were going to travel to San Antonio and go see Eric Church and spend the whole weekend and all of that. But you can't get in between a man and his fandom. And Eric Church gets massive props for me on this one. Because this is like you called into work when you knew, the general manager from corporate was coming. Can't be there, guys. Sorry.
I got to wash my hair. Yes. Look.
Don't ever do that. Don't ever do that unless you are the headline of The Office like Eric Church.
Yes. When you have that, and I hate to use the name of the week, but Chris Rock used to have a line about this. Man is as loyal as his options. This kind of plays into that.
Eric Church, hats off to you, and go Heels. Greene on Greene is coming up next right here in the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville.
Hey guys, I'm Ziggy, your local Philly girl, owner of Ziggy's Bakery and Deli. I've created a traditional northern deli with only the most authentic cheesesteaks outside of Philadelphia, served with provolone, white American, or Cheese Whiz. Our other classic deli sandwiches are made with the best quality meats and cheeses, available sliced by the pound. Join us for breakfast for house-made bagels with our custom cream cheeses. Or for something heartier, try a pork roll, egg, and cheese or house-cured lox. Ziggy's Bakery and Deli, in the corner of Asheville Commons, 1550 Hendersonville Road, open 8 to 3, Tuesday through Saturday.
Rogue Combat Club, Asheville's home for comprehensive martial arts training, has a goal for our community, one that's stronger, more fit, and unwavers in its support of one another. Rogue Combat Club's instructors have competed at the highest levels and offer classes for everyone from young children to adults in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Muay Thai, and wrestling. Rogue Combat Club classes can help you boost your self-confidence and self-defense skills while weeding out the egos and intimidation found at other gyms. Join today at RogueCombatClub.com.
DQ presents. Picture this. You stand before the awe-inspiring new signature stack burger menu at DQ and your mouth wonders, where have you been all my life? That's 5 taste bud tempting cheeseburgers with 100% real seasoned beef. You peek at the loaded A1 stack burger with 2 premium sauces. Then the flamethrower stack burger with tongue-tingling jalapeno bacon. Then you realize moments like these are exactly why we have the DQ Signature Stack Burger menu. DQ. Happy tastes good. Get it delivered at DQ.com.
Longer days, warmer weather. This is the time of the year you need to be enjoying life without joint pain. Time to call QC Kinetics. QC Kinetics is helping people here and all over America get real, lasting pain relief. They use highly concentrated, cutting-edge natural biologic treatments that can restore and repair damaged joint tissue, getting to the root of the pain. It's life-changing. You can be back to moving like you used to, with no drugs, no surgery, and no downtime. If you have nagging pain in your knees, hips, shoulder, or back, and you're done with steroids and pain meds, call QC Kinetics. And if they're telling you surgery is the next option, don't do it. Call QC Kinetics for a free consultation and a free second opinion. Learn more about these amazing natural biologic treatments. Enjoy this time of the year doing what you love. Call QC Kinetics, located in Asheville and Greenville, 828-333-9517. That's 828-333-9517. 828-333-9517. 828-333-9517.
Hello, this is Discover, and we take customer service very seriously. We know that if you have a question or concern about your credit card, that's a serious matter, and you need to talk to a real person about it. So we offer around-the-clock access to seriously talented representatives in the USA. Again, it's a serious endeavor. The only funny thing about it is Bob. If you call us and Bob answers, you're in for a treat. Get 100% U.S.-based customer service and talk to a real person day or night. Discover. Exceptionally common sense.
Calling all jokesters, April Fools, and all-around punny people. This week on the free iHeartRadio app, the joke's on you. No, literally, we're handing you the mic to tell us your favorite joke. Just open the free iHeart app and tap 24/7 Comedy Radio. When you're ready for the spotlight, tap the mic, record your joke, and send it. Then listen to Hear Yourself on 24/7 Comedy Radio all day Friday. Plus, we've got thousands of laugh-out-loud comedy podcasts for you to binge anytime, anywhere. Stop laughing. That was serious.
iHeartRadio. Liberty Mutual Insurance Company presents and Doug.
Don't you just love the smell of old books?
Shh, this is a library.
Sorry, ma'am. We're looking for a book titled Liberty Mutual Customizes Your Car Insurance so you only pay for what you need.
I don't think we carry that, but check nonfiction.
He really does devour literature.
Please leave.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Coffee still closes on me.
Get them the money. Then when you get the money, you get the power.
That watch costs more than your car.
Then when you get the power, then you get the woman.
So, sometimes things don't go your way. And last night was one of those. The Lakers, at one time, were down by 40. Still almost covered. I have to say that out loud. They were a 12-point dog. They only lost by 18. I also had Utah, who, well, they were a favorite, and they were up by 25, and they lost. So we're going to try to get back on the winning track tonight. I am 98-106 against the spread in 2022. 4 picks in the NBA first. The Dallas Mavericks are a 2-point favorite tonight at the Cleveland Cavaliers. I learned my lesson against the Lakers. This Mavericks team is really good. And the Cavaliers are really thin. No Jared Allen tonight, no Evan Mobley, which means Luka Doncic is going to be able to get to the basket at absolute, unequivocal will. Give me the Mavericks minus the 2. The Memphis Grizzlies are a 5-point favorite tonight at the San Antonio Spurs. Vegas is overreacting to Ja Morant because here's a dirty little secret that no one wants to talk about. Memphis is actually playing better without him than they were with him. I don't know what to do with that. I've heard comparisons to Derrick Rose, and I don't agree with that. But they're still drastically better than the San Antonio Spurs. Give me the Grizzlies minus 5. And finally, the Phoenix Suns are a 4.5-point favorite tonight at the Golden State Warriors. Over-under is 220.5. Phoenix is the best team in the league, and it's not even kind of close. I mean, they're 1, 2, and 4. Nobody's even in their class. This Warriors team without Steph, they're just bad. And Phoenix is going to absolutely impose their will on them. I love the Suns minus the 4.5, and I'm all over 220.5.
Go and do likewise, gents. The money's out there. You pick it up, it's yours. You don't, I got no sympathy for you.
Take those wagers to betus.com. Use the promo code Sportsocracy and get a 125% deposit bonus on whatever you put in, up to $2,500. SportsCenter is next.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Getting ready for a pretty good spring storm coming in here for Thursday morning. We're in the mid-50s for tonight. Rain chances going up after midnight, and a squall line comes in early Thursday morning, sunrise Thursday morning, featuring storms, some severe possibly. High 72 on Thursday, low 40. And then Friday, partly cloudy and cooler with a high of 55. Wind advisory up for gusty wind. I'm meteorologist Scott Lariamore. That's the latest Weather Channel forecast.
This report is sponsored by Dell Technologies.
Dell's semi-annual sale for business has arrived. Enjoy specials on Dell Talks, monitors, and servers, plus up to 45% off the latest Dell PCs with Windows 11 Pro, and get an easy start to your workday. Call 877-ASK-DELL to speak with a Dell Technologies advisor. That's 877-ASK-DELL.
Crank 'em up, gang. Crank 'em up. The Food City Dirt Race is back at Bristol in 2022. And this time, it's a night race. You remember the last night races at Bristol in September, right? It's the Food City Dirt Race, 7 p.m. on Easter Sunday, April 17th. Save big by grabbing a weekend package today at BristolMotorspeedway.com. Remember, this isn't just any dirt race. It's a dirt race at Bristol, baby.
It's Bristol, baby!
Did you know that doctors use Mucinex? That's right. Mucinex is the #1 OTC brand doctors trust for themselves and their families. So with cold and flu season upon us, why would you use anything else? Grab Mucinex and put yourself back in control. Available at CVS.
Professional women's tennis is coming back to Harrah's Cherokee Center, Asheville, April 15th and 16th. Tickets are on sale now at USTA.com/BJKC. Get your tickets and see Team USA women's tennis in this exciting match, April 15th and 16th.
From the Ingles Studios, this is ESPN Asheville, WPEK, W225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, and iHeart Radio Station.
I'm Christine Lisi. Developing story. Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson took to Twitter today to clear up some things amid stalled negotiations on a long-term deal. Jackson tweeted he loves his Ravens and denied the false narratives he's having thoughts about leaving the franchise and may have an eye on free agency in 2025. An NBA postseason without LeBron James, a possibility for only the fourth time in his NBA career. He and the Lakers find themselves out of the play-in tournament. They're 11th in the West. BPI gives LA only a 25% chance of making the play-in tournament, and that's not the only concern for the Lakers, points out ESPN's Brian Windhorst.
Right now, they're trying to avoid a 50-loss season. 50 losses. I mean, it's insane that they're even in position to be in the play-in. They should be thanking the breaks that they're lucky to be in the play-in. I mean, there hasn't even been a team in the Western Conference make the playoffs with an under 500 record since 1997.
Both the injured LeBron and Anthony Davis will be reevaluated before a final call is made if they return tomorrow night against the Jazz.
How would you love a chance to save some money on car insurance? Geico can help. Switch today and see all the ways you could save with great rates and discounts. It's easy. Simply go to geico.com to get a rate quote and get started seeing how much you could save.
He's a degenerate gambler.
You are a smelly pirate hooker.
And he's cheaper than oxygen.
He's useless.
But somehow, they make it work. Jeremy Greene, Tank Spencer. There's no holding back in the Sportsocracy, presented by Ingles Supermarkets.
And welcome back into the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville. 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. You can hear the Sportsocracy everywhere on the iHeart Radio app. You can also see us live on YouTube. Just go to thesportsocracy.com. Click on that live video link right in the middle of the page. It'll take you to the YouTube video. Once you're there, hit the subscribe button. You can get into the chat. We have a whole lot of fun. And you can, weigh in on the on fun things like every poll that Jeremy feels like pulling out about his favorite breakfast foods, or the overrated bands bracket, which the Elite Eight will start on Monday. We wanted to have a whole week where we could just get all the Elite Eight in at once.
We can do the Elite Eight, we can knock out the Final Four, and we can have the championship game on Monday.
Yeah, we could do that.
We are also, as of tomorrow, tomorrow is 4 weeks away from Draftmas.
Oh, the big NFL draft. We will have the live coverage for you of the NFL draft as we did last year. Unfortunately, our plans to be in Vegas for the draft all fell through, but we will have your live coverage. And leading up to the draft, we have all of your team-by-team prognostications.
That may be better for my liver.
Oh, 100%.
But we're going to have a grand old time with the draft.
Post-free agency 7-round mock drafts are out on the YouTube stream as we speak. Not every team is out yet. We are still getting all of those filtered out. Well, we'll have another fresh batch for you this evening starting at 5 o'clock with the Dallas Cowboys. What could they pick up in their draft haul this year? So subscribe to the channel. You'll always know when our new videos come out over the next 4 weeks, because we are going to be hot and heavy all over the prospects, the team matchups, the who fits what scheme, all of that. Draft nerd Jeremy Greene has got us covered.
Oh, we'll be putting out my big board as well. So no matter who your team ends up with, you will have my take on them.
LeBron James and the Los Angeles Lakers. After they won the bubble championship, we thought, well, maybe this is the start of a new dynasty with the Los Angeles Lakers. And then, oh, guess what? You remember when we talked about how, this team is oft injured anyway. You got Anthony Davis, who can't stay healthy for more than 10 seconds. You've got LeBron James at now 45 years old. It's not going to go well. And then they bring in Russell Westbrook, who completely tanked any trajectory that they had.
I am going to make a movie reference.
Oh.
This does not happen very often, but this is exactly how I feel the NBA has treated the LA Lakers since they won the bubble championship. In the Avengers, there's a scene where Loki loses his mind and he goes, I am a god. And the Incredible Hulk takes him and just beats him across the room and goes, puny god, and throws him away.
Yeah.
That is what the NBA has done to the Los Angeles Lakers since that title. And I am thoroughly enjoying every second of this.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to go one step further. I think LeBron is done.
Done?
Done like dinner done. And let me tell you why.
Okay.
This is the first season I have ever seen LeBron James not defer and be the facilitator. He's trying to get his own shot because he doesn't trust anybody around him.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't trust the front office. I'm not sure he trusts the ownership. He trusts nothing with the LA Lakers. And they are horrible. They're horrible with him. They are horrible without him. None of it matters.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, this is Jordan with the Wizards. You can put up numbers. You can put up numbers until you're 50. You're not winning anything. Period.
So
and
you
the way
think
this team is built, I won't be shocked if they not only are. I don't think they're making the playoffs. I've looked at the remainder of the schedule.
Oh, it's tough.
I don't actually know who you're supposed to beat.
They got 2 with Denver. They've got Utah on that schedule. I think the Warriors and the Suns are still on that schedule.
The rest of the schedule in order is at Utah, against New Orleans. That one's in L.A. They got a shot in that one.
Mm-hmm.
Denver, at Phoenix, at Golden State, Oklahoma City, and Denver. You got 2 wins left on that schedule.
Yep.
2.
And you currently sit at 31-44 on the year. You are just outside of the playoff picture. I mean, you're still in the picture for the play-in game.
But you wouldn't make it as of right now.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Right now, they would be the 11th team in the West. And I'll be honest with you, I'm shocked. I am shocked. Because I thought
and my question would be why? Why are you shocked?
Because I thought at least LeBron James would be able to carry a team of also-rans to at least be the 10th best team in the Western Conference.
If you remember when we did the NBA draft, we did it live last year on our YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as the Russell Westbrook trade happened, I audibly laughed out loud for 10 solid minutes.
Yes, he did.
And went, I don't know what person with an IQ above salad dressing thinks this is going to work. It's not. And it hasn't.
No, it's been a complete and utter disaster. Russell Westbrook has been in and out of the lineup because it's not working. You've had Anthony Davis, who, again, hurt constantly.
Well, he has this rare affliction of every morning he breaks his arms and every night he breaks his legs because his bones are made of glass.
The kids at school called me Mr. Glass.
It would be hard for me to support this team.
Oh, I can't. I could not.
I'll tell
awful.
you a damning stat of last night. They got absolutely housed.
Mm-hmm.
And I know this is a little biased because you didn't see much of the headliner guys at the end of this game. Russell Westbrook was minus 25 last night.
Yep.
The Mavericks outscored them by 25 points with him on the floor. Carmelo Anthony was minus 22. Austin Reeves, who, he's fun. He was minus 20. The rest of the team, in large part, was either positive or just a little bit.
Yeah.
And that's with nobodies. There's no LeBron. There's no Anthony Davis. There's nothing. It's the land of misfit toys with Stanley Johnson and Malik Monk and Talon Horton Tucker. That's at least competitive.
Mm-hmm.
I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again. Russell Westbrook is the most overrated player in any sport in my lifetime, and it's not even kind of close. Now, I've been saying that for 10 years because I cannot figure out what it is people see in him.
Because he averaged a triple-double.
He puts up so many numbers. Yeah, so did Carmelo Anthony. I watched it with the Knicks for a lot of years. I pull for my 2022 NBA champion Denver Nuggets for a reason.
Yeah.
Because they have the right star.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not going to win a title. But they have the right star. Nikola Jokic is the right star. And there are a slew of other teams that have those. And that's what gets LeBron. You have too many teams now that have the right guy.
Mm-hmm.
The Boston Celtics have two of the right guys. Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum. 76ers have two of the right guy. Joel Embiid, James Harden is the two.
Mm-hmm.
Joel Embiid's the best player on that team. It's not even debatable. James Harden's the better scorer. But Embiid is the alpha.
Right.
The Lakers have this problem of they have two guys that think they're ones, and they're both twos. LeBron at 38 years old with the wear and tear, you're not that guy anymore. Sorry, you're not.
Mm-hmm.
And Anthony Davis, I genuinely think you're a really overinflated version of Sam Bowie. Sam Bowie was a good player. The problem is he could not stay healthy to save his life.
Right.
That's where I'm at with Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
And there's no way to get out of this. You gutted this franchise to get these two guys.
Mm-hmm. And now you're left with, what do we do now? Because if you don't make the playoffs, which is highly likely, considering 7 games left and you got a chance to win 2 of them, it's highly likely you're not going to be making the playoffs this year. So now what? Do you just are you stuck in a position where you have to just do it again next year because there's no other way out? Is there an opportunity for Rob Pelinka and company to blow it up and start over? What are you going to get for Anthony Davis if you put him out on the market to trade him?
Half of what you gave up for him.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, that's the thing. LA is leveraged into doing exactly what they're doing right now.
Mm-hmm.
You have no draft capital to add anything else.
Yeah.
Nothing. You have nothing. And my question is, if I'm LeBron James, why would I want to continue doing this? So I can maybe play a year with my kid, who, by the way, is not a draftable NBA player right now. I can't believe nobody said that to him. I mean, I understand he's kind of a jerk, and
Right.
he's LeBron. At some point, somebody should raise their hand and go, I mean, you going to play in the G League? Because that's where you'd probably play with him. He's like the 70th best recruit in his high school class.
I don't know. I feel like there's a team that would bring him in just to have 40-year-old LeBron James.
Not this. I'm doing nothing to bring in this. This is a disaster.
LeBron's not the only thing that has kept them competitive all year.
They're not competitive, and they haven't been for months.
But how much worse would they be?
They were a 12-point dog last night.
Mm-hmm.
That's reserved for the Portland Trailblazer, Washington Wizard, Oklahoma City Thunder. Hey, look at this dumpster fire they're putting out.
Right.
The Lakers are so close to that it is almost hard to fathom.
Oh, I agree.
And I'm talking full strength, less than full strength. It doesn't matter. They could not defend a desk chair. If literally you used my 2 computers, the chair I'm sitting in, and the 2 soundboards we used to run this show, those 5 things would score 110 points on the Lakers.
It's awful.
And my question is, why do you continue to do this? This is Jordan with the Wizards all over again. Mm-hmm. Why are you doing this? Jordan got lucky. We don't in large part remember that, and he was fine. Those teams were irrelevant. Irrelevant. Missed playoffs both years he was in the league.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I think LeBron is.
That's why nobody talks about it. When we get into the Michael Jordan discussion, I hear so many people that are way smarter in sports than I am and make way more money doing this than I do. And I hear them say things like, "Oh, it's Michael went out on top."
No, he didn't.
No, he didn't. Everyone just forgets that he went to the Washington Wizards and played, part owner / coach / old guy for 2 years.
LeBron's leading the NBA in points per game.
Mm-hmm.
He's the only player in the NBA averaging over 30 points a game. 30th in rebounds, 18th in assists.
Yep.
4th in per. It's player efficiency rating. He is 4th in the league.
Mm-hmm.
And this team is still an abject, unmitigated disaster.
But that was kind of what I was saying earlier with, LeBron is the only thing that keeps them from losing by 40 every night. Because if it didn't have him, then last night happens. over and over and over and over again, where you're down 37 points. Not that Dallas is a horrible team or anything. It's just you shouldn't be that as the Los Angeles Lakers.
No. I mean, but to me, this was incredibly predictable. When you built this team with 10 just geriatrics and LeBron, who's shocked that they fell apart? I mean, look at what they've done in the last 2 months. You can count on one hand the number of games that they've won in the last 6 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And you know who they were against? A dead Cavaliers team, a Raptors team coming off a back-to-back, the Wizards, the Warriors with no one, and they did sneak one against the Jazz. Other than that, it's a lot of, hey, they beat the Blazers. Woo.
Yeah.
Look at what they're trotting out.
Last night, the Los Angeles Lakers gave up 82 points to the Dallas Mavericks in the first half.
And people will lay on the fact of, this became close. If Dallas had wanted to beat them by 80, they would have.
Mm-hmm. ESPN Stats and Information says that that was just shy of the record for the Los Angeles Lakers in franchise history, that in 1959 they gave up 83 points in the first half to the Boston Celtics. Think about that for a second. 1959, can you imagine 83 points being scored in the first half of a ball game?
No, that was without a three-point line. That is every time you came up and down the floor, they scored again.
Oh. Yeah,
which is basically what last night felt like.
But yes, this Lakers team is, I would say, they are historically bad considering what they were supposed to be. We were being sold on draft day and shortly after draft day of, we can make this work. LeBron and Russ are buddies, and LeBron wanted this to happen, and they're going to find a way to make it work, and Russ is going to be able to take a step back. None of that stuff happened.
No.
None of it. And then you lose Anthony Davis, and it's just a complete poop show.
And now you need to be mentally okay with the fact that you're never going to see LeBron be really relevant again.
Mm-hmm.
Except in bad movies. He could continue to act in bad movies until the end of his life.
No, please don't. Please don't.
I didn't see it, and I won't.
Space Jam, The New Legacy, or whatever, it was awful. Stop acting.
I would rather watch a documentary about how Coke bottles are made.
No.
That's at least that would be something I would know.
Mm.
It's brutal.
Mm-hmm. And the Lakers, it's hard to see the path out of the storm.
There's not
when you're in the middle of it. I mean, there will be. At some point, the Lakers will come back.
No. With LeBron.
No, that won't happen with
you
LeBron. Go. That's done. That's over. That's done. I don't think there's any path that they can get out of. They can resurrect it now. I mean, we've felt this way about the Lakers before. I mean, after the Magic years and Showtime and all that, and it fell apart, and then Kobe Bryant comes in, and then the last years of Kobe Bryant's career.
The Magic year, the after Magic years, they at least made the playoffs.
True.
They were at least competitive. You knew they were winning a title. This is a joke.
Right.
I'll tell you another stat
with
about
guys like Popeye Jones and Eddie Jones and
how
many other
Eddie
Joneses did they have?
You keep the Eddie Jones slander to a minimum.
I'm just saying he wasn't, he wasn't superstar.
One of the greatest Temple Owls of all time.
Nick Van Exel, I think, was on those teams too.
Old Nick the Quick.
But
do you realize that the Lakers have actually? Let me ask this differently.
Okay.
If they miss the playoffs this year,
mm-hmm.
how many years will they have made the playoffs in the last 9?
3.
It's 2. They will have missed the playoffs 7 times in the last 9 years.
Yikes.
Do you know how many times they missed it total in franchise history before this stretch? That goes back to 1948.
15.
5. They'd missed the playoffs 5. They had never missed the playoffs in 3 straight years. Ever. It had never happened, not one time.
Wow.
You will be to we have made it twice in 9 years.
Mm-hmm.
And the future is bleak.
Yeah, and the only thing that you have to show for it is an NBA title that most people don't think is real anyway.
No. It'll have a little asterisk next to it forever.
Mm-hmm. Because you got 4 months off in the middle of the season. I mean, that's what I criticized them for anyway, was, when they came back last year and were trying to make a title run of, we don't have a 4-month stretch in here where Anthony Davis and LeBron James can rest up and get
Can
healthy.
go take naps.
Right.
They can have a 2-hour nap at 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
It worked well for them in 2020 when they had to take we all took the coronavirus break, and then they came back and won the bubble championship. Most people don't give them credit for that anyway. And now this LeBron James to the Lakers, the rebuilding of the dynasty, you got one title out of it and a whole bunch of headaches.
Mm-hmm.
And you ruined the future of the franchise, at least for a while. Because, again, Lakers basketball will be back at some point. It just ain't going to be anytime soon.
Mm-mm.
You're in the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Getting ready for a pretty good spring storm coming in here for Thursday morning. We're in the mid-50s for tonight. Rain chances going up after midnight, and a squall line comes in early Thursday morning, sunrise Thursday morning, featuring storms, some severe possibly. High 72 on Thursday, low 40. And then Friday, partly cloudy and cooler with a high of 55. Wind advisory up for gusty wind. I'm meteorologist Scott Lariamore. That's the latest Weather Channel forecast.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Traffic is slow, 240 westbound between Charlotte Street and Montford Avenue. 26 westbound slowing, approaching Long Shoals Road to the Blue Ridge Parkway. On Sardis Road in the Inca Village area, moving from Sand Hill Road to Pond Road northbound, expect delays. Near the NC Arboretum, Brevard Road northbound slow between Clayton Road and the Blue Ridge Parkway. Hendersonville Road in the Fletcher area, north and southbound, approaching Fanning Bridge Road is slow. Sweeten Creek Road, north and southbound, approaching Mills Gap Road, delays. I'm Lyndon Fuel with your Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's Breakfast. The number one pick is in Wendy's Breakfast, the official breakfast of March Madness. Choose your starting lineup, like the Breakfast Baconator or Honey Butter Chicken Biscuit, and enjoy oven-baked bacon, fresh cracked eggs, seasoned breakfast potatoes, and Simply OJ. Choose wisely, choose Wendy's.
Has the unpredictability and chaos of the past 2 years left you feeling unprepared to handle what life throws at you? Do you feel like all the hard work you do to provide a secure life for yourself or your family is just not cutting it now? Well, rest assured, our sole mission here at Steel to Real Club is to help turn life's challenging circumstances into mere inconveniences. Steel to Real Club delivers the nation's best brand name survival and outdoor gear, handpicked by experts, including Medal of Honor recipient Dakota Meyer, delivered to your doorstep monthly. Each product, from go bags to medical kits to water purification systems, is selected with the sole purpose of giving you the premium gear to help you increase your preparedness. Want to just get away from all the craziness? Steel to Real can not only help save your life, but help you and your family have a killer outdoor experience. Go to SteelToRealClub.com. That's SteelToRealClub.com and start getting survival delivered to your doorstep. 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Use code RADIO for 20% off at checkout.
Hello, this is Discover, and we take customer service very seriously. We know that if you have a question or concern about your credit card, that's a serious matter, and you need to talk to a real person about it. So we offer around-the-clock access to seriously talented representatives in the USA. Again, it's a serious endeavor. The only funny thing about it is Bob. If you call us and Bob answers, you're in for a treat. Get 100% US-based customer service and talk to a real person day or night. Discover. Exceptionally common sense.
Did you know that doctors use Mucinex? That's right. Mucinex is the #1 OTC brand doctors trust for themselves and their families. So with cold and flu season upon us, why would you use anything else? Grab Mucinex and put yourself back in control. Available at CVS.
With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, banking with Capital One is the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Even easier than choosing Charles Barkley in a pickup game.
We'll take Barkley.
Ha! First pick. Sorry, kids. Yep, even easier than that. With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, is it even a decision?
Okay, here's the plan. Pass me the ball every time.
This is banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
I believe real estate isn't about properties. It's about people. I am Clarissa Marshall with eXp Realty, serving all of Western North Carolina. Navigating the home buying and selling journey can feel overwhelming at times, and that's why having an agent who cares about you and your needs is key. I'm a native of Western North Carolina, and I close over a home a week. I'm an expert in the market, pricing my sellers correctly to net you the most money, and working as a skilled negotiator for my buyers. Please give me a call today at 828-774-6343 to set up a complimentary market analysis.
The Sportsocracy.
These guys are a f***ing disgrace.
Oh, yeah, and even last night after the Lakers game, did you see Russell Westbrook firing back at a reporter who asked him, hey, what should change? You guys are in the 11th spot. What should change? And he had no answer for it.
That's because the answer is I should change.
And then he throws it back at the reporter. What would you change? You tell me. What would you change?
You should never ask somebody like me that question because I would have just
I'd have
very
been
quickly
100%.
gone, you!
Yeah.
You! I would change the jersey you're wearing.
Yeah. Absolutely. Don't you think this team would be better, Russ, if you just went home? That would be my question. The reporter wasn't out to get a dig. He was just seriously asking a question, and Russell can't take it because he's soft, because he's a basketball player. Taking a page out of Nay Brown's book when he used to be on with us on Saturdays. Every basketball player is soft. Speaking of Nay Brown, he's going to join us on Friday as we get prepared for the big game on Saturday. Duke versus Carolina. We'll have our Tar Heel time tomorrow with Jones Angel, and we're working on it, but the big man, Eric Montross, will probably join us on Friday as well, live from New Orleans.
I mean, I know you're the one that books guests.
Yep.
We should probably get somebody affiliated with Duke because you're
Hell
very
no.
Carolina-centric here.
Hell no. We are a Tar Heels station, and those guys could go pound sand.
And I don't disagree with that. I'm just in the vein of fairness. I do believe maybe a call to somebody affiliated with Duke would not be the worst thing.
The one person I will have on this program,
Jay Billis. I knew the answer to that before I ever said it.
Actually, that's not where I was going, but as I thought about it, I was like, I'd love to have Jay Billis on this program. It would be a career goal to interview Jay Billis. The guy I was going with was Ken Jong. I'll call Ken Jong, see if we can get him on the show. He went to both. He went to Carolina and to Duke.
I would be totally in favor of that, by the way. We have shown that we like interviewing comedians.
Yes, we do. Anyway, yeah, Russell Westbrook and just, the Lakers are so maddening. So maddening. Somebody asked in the comments on the YouTube stream, thesportsocracy.com. Click on that live video link. Subscribe to the channel. You too can ask questions in the YouTube chat. Matthew Hoffman said, so conspiracy theory here, do you think that the play-in tournament was made to ensure that the Lakers didn't miss the playoffs that first year? I don't think so. That was a plan that they had already had in place.
Yeah, and that was the NBA is their business model is different than the NFL. And it's different than Major League Baseball. Major League Baseball has so much inventory that you can sell your ad spots and things like that for 10 cents on the dollar, and you're still doing quite nicely. That's what's always made me laugh about you're the one that has the most labor issues. How does that happen? You have infinite inventory. The NBA tries to keep every fan base ingrained for as long as they could.
Yes.
Let me ask you a question, and I'm just curious. We have less than 2 weeks left in the season. How many teams in the NBA can physically not make the playoffs? There are 30 teams in the NBA. How many are literally physically eliminated?
Is it 5?
It is 5.
Yeah.
The Houston Rockets, the Oklahoma City Thunder, the Orlando Magic, Detroit Pistons, and Indiana Pacers. Mm-hmm. Every other team in the NBA could still make the playoffs with a week and a half to go.
Hey, you remember? You remember at the beginning of the season we were wondering if the Orlando Magic were for real? Didn't they start out like 10-2 or something?
It wasn't that good, and they were never for real.
Was it not?
They are so hard to watch. But not a bad wager tonight if you're looking for a reason to watch that game.
That one may be coming up in 5 on it, I guess, here in just a few minutes.
It might be. By the way, if you followed me on Xavier last night, go Muskies, go! I love a team with 6 players. St. Bonaventure played 3 guys, all 40 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And it was never really all that close.
Texas A&M and Xavier in the championship of the NIT.
Yeah, Washington State kind of let me down.
Yeah.
There's a reason I had 100 on one and 25 on the other. Felt really good about one.
Felt really good.
Just had a little bit of a gut instinct on the other.
Classic Clay, he's my guy. And in the we have a super chat. Oh. Hit the button.
Wasn't prepared. Wasn't prepared.
I'm your huckleberry.
There it is. He said, hey, guys, congrats on the continued weight loss. Thank you very much, Classic Clay. That's right. I got big news. I went in today for my weigh-in with PhD weight loss. And after 17 weeks on the PhD weight loss program, I have lost 53 pounds. I got my 50-pound bag from PhD weight loss. The pounds are falling off of me. I hardly even recognize myself anymore in the mirror. I'm starting to look like my dad, which makes me feel a little weird. I'm wearing other people's pants because none of my pants fit.
And that's, I'll be honest with you, I'm not sure I would use that as a home run swing. I'm wearing someone else's pants.
But I have to. I have to wear hand-me-downs now because none of my clothes fit. None of them. And it's all because of the program at PhD Weight Loss is helping me shed so much weight.
Now, I'm wearing no one else's pants, but I am wearing new pants that I bought for myself because I am back down to my high school weight. Sleep has always been a problem for me. I've never slept well, and it was always because I was so heavy.
Mm-hmm.
Now, thanks to PhD, I'm sleeping like a baby. It's wonderful. I feel great, and every person that comes up to me comments, "You look different." And it's because I've lost a considerable amount of bulk.
And for me, one of the great things about PhD is the support system that you have. Their coaches are so cool. You go in there, and regardless of the week that you may have had of maybe you didn't hit all the benchmarks you wanted to this week, they are there to help you and pick you up and say, look, it's fine. We can move on and we can correct it next week. And I'm going to continue on the program. Hopefully, I am going to get down to 175 pounds. It still sounds weird, but seeing my scale hit 240 pounds was a moment that I really wasn't prepared for as an adult. You need to make a change. You go to myphdweightloss.com today. That's myphdweightloss.com.
On the weird scale, there's Vegas, there's Florida, and there's Asheville. Let's get weird, Asheville.
Today's story comes to us from the Pacific Northwest. Out in Portland, Oregon, it may be the first of its kind in the world. Don't know that. Can't really verify it, but I've never heard this idea before. And this 42-year-old business owner out there, Jenny Nguyen, she is doing something that nobody thinks has ever been done before. It's a sports bar for women. Seems interesting. And she is going to make the dream happen. Look, this is in the vein of, women don't get enough pub in sports. There are a lot more female sports fans nowadays than there ever were before.
I'm married to one of them.
It's kind of baffling to me. Just to see, and it's great to see the support for women's sports come up like this. But the idea behind this restaurant or this bar is that we need a place as women to be able to go and see the sports that we care about. You go into any sports bar, and what's the most common thing about sports bars other than, chicken wings and beer?
A guy that's been there since 2 o'clock that should have gone home at least 2 hours ago.
Bingo.
I could do this for a minute.
But it's also that there are, the clientele is going to be 90% men. And so women feel like they need a place. And this is the perfect way to do that. They are teaming up, or her bar here is teaming up with women's sports and the NCAA to make sure that that's all they have on their televisions is women's sports. And the main reason I told this story is because it's got the greatest name for a female sports bar I have ever heard of. She's going to call it the Sports Bra. The Sports Bra Hangout in Portland, Oregon. We'll see if it works. Good for them.
If you've ever been to New Jersey, you know that there is a reason that when Jersey Shore became popular, people like me laughed and went, not nearly as luxury as you're seeing on television. Well, the Clean Ocean Action Coastal Environmental Group, they clean up beaches. That's what they do up and down the eastern seaboard. Well, every year they put out a report of the litter and the things they find on New Jersey beaches. Well, yesterday they put out their annual report. Would you like to hear some of the things they found?
I'd love to know.
They found a full bottle of male enhancement pills. A set of braces. Don't know if they go on your knees or on your teeth, but they're braces. A glow-in-the-dark aid for adventures.
Marital aid.
There you go.
Yeah.
A Turkish Airlines hygiene kit. I don't know how that would possibly happen.
Just fell out the plane.
Just somebody opened the window, chucked it out. Don't do that.
Flushed it down the toilet, maybe.
A hunk of human hair.
That's scary.
I'm going to need that explained. A full set of dentures. How do you do that? How do you go to the beach, maybe have a lovely picnic, and then you get back to the car and go, well, I forgot my teeth. I don't know how you do that.
I lost them in the surf. I mean, have you ever been out there and the waves are hitting a little too hard? You lose your teeth in the surf. They're gone.
Hundreds of empty marijuana bags. That one doesn't surprise me even a little bit.
Empty marijuana bag. Did the bag say marijuana on it?
There's an odor to anybody that doesn't partake. It's pretty obvious. That one actually didn't surprise me that much. A bullet casing. I'm shocked it was only one.
Right.
I thought it would be thousands of bullet casings.
Mm-hmm.
A fake eyeball. I'm going to ask the same question that I asked about your teeth. How do you leave your eye at the beach? A parking ticket. A lottery ticket. A glue stick, a mini refrigerator, a toilet brush, a TV remote, several mason jars, a set of rosary beads, and a plastic monkey.
Oh, the plastic monkey. Did that really set it off?
Oh, all told, 513,000 items were collected on New Jersey beaches.
Yes.
The most ever since these beach sweeps began in 1985. 82% was plastic items, bottle caps, cup lids, candy wrappers. Just throw things away. Why is that hard?
I'll never understand
They
that.
make trash cans for a reason.
As somebody who supports and lives by the motto of leave it better than you found it, I'm glad that things like this exist. Hey, maybe me and, what was his name, E.J. Perry, maybe we can go join this group and clean up some beaches.
They are trying to ban all things plastic on beaches, which would lead me to the question, okay, so what are you supposed to take things on the beach in? You already can't do glass, of which you found mason jars. So that kind of kills that theory that people won't do that.
Oh, they'll 100% do that. They just ask you not to because there'll be children out there running around and broken glass on the beach. Not a good thing.
It's just one of those where you have your are you going to stop me?
Yeah.
No.
All right.
If you've never been to a beach in New Jersey, none of that should really surprise you.
Mm-hmm. No, none of it surprises me.
Have you ever seen the show Jersey Shore?
Weird stuff on like the Grand Strand down in South Carolina.
Oh no! Well,
yeah, you can.
I thought you were going to say on North Carolina beaches, and I was going to say, well, if you include Myrtle Beach, you might be right. Myrtle Beach is the Atlantic City of the South.
Exactly.
And if you've never been to Atlantic City, you don't know what I'm talking about.
They don't call it the Redneck Riviera for nothing.
Have you ever seen the show Jersey Shore? With
no
Snooki
and the program,
the situation.
The situation. That's what it was.
Yeah, can I tell you a dirty little secret of that show? Those are the only ones they could put on camera. As a Jets fan, I have spent a decent amount of time in Jersey. Those are the high up on the scale.
Hot.
Uh-huh.
Good night.
Yeah.
If you are looking for a solution to how do I watch NFL games while I'm out and about, there may be a new thing coming that you're gonna want to get in on. Apparently this week at the owners' meetings, the league was presented with the idea of the new NFL Plus app. This is going to be a streaming app that you will pay a subscription fee of a reported $5 a month. And they're saying it's going to replace NFL Mobile. It's going to be in place of the deal that the league had for the last few years with Verizon. That deal is now up, apparently. And NFL fans in many regions outside the U.S. already have access to various streaming options, but there's not one in the United States. So NFL Plus would be a $5 a month subscription-based service where you theoretically, as they're saying, should be able to stream games on your phone. I'm all about this.
Here's my question. Why?
Why what?
Why would you want to stream games on your phone?
Well, if you're out and about and you...
Why are you out and about on a Sunday?
Well, because...
there are 18 Sundays a year where you are, all right, just be at home.
Well, there are a lot of guys who can't do that.
Why?
You have domineering women in your life that, make you go to things that you don't want to go to on Sunday.
See, that's one of the beauties of my relationship. I set the bar a long time ago.
Oh, yeah.
Outside of football season, anything you want. Football season, it's work. It's work. I got to work.
If you do go out on a Sunday and you're not at home or at a bar with Jeremy watching the football, you will know that there are guys all over the place that will be at shopping malls or at flea markets, sitting on your phone, checking your scores, trying to figure out what's going on. If I can stream those games to my phone, I'm 100% in.
Out. I watch it from my house.
So look for NFL Plus coming. The details are sketchy at the moment, but the plan is to have the mobile streaming service up and running before the kickoff of the 2022 season in September.
Safwan Ben Malik and Jason Trump both had great points. The number of paywalls that things are hiding behind at this point is infuriating. I agree. I'm not going to say what the service is. There is a publication that you can see their online edition for $1 for every 6 months. You realize the transaction fee's more than that, right? Like, you do get that. So you're making nobody... Get rid of the wall then! There's too many things that are free! The other, Jason Trump's was, can we get rid of Plus on everything? Please. No. Please can we get rid of Plus on everything?
No. It's the it's the easiest way to do it because you just have to add that little plus sign at the end of your logo.
Ugh.
So easy. Saves time on imaging.
Ugh.
NFL
we'll
Plus
make a
app.
Sportsocracy Plus. It's just me yelling at things. Or about things.
Yep.
I don't necessarily want to yell at things. That's too much interaction with people.
Coming up this weekend, obviously it's the game that everybody's talking about. If you live in the state of North Carolina, you can't get away from this game, and we're not going to get away from it either. J.J. Redick, he's opened his mouth again.
Of course he has.
And I cannot stand that guy. He has quickly risen to just complete number one Dookie of all time.
Well, it's Grayson Allen and J.J. Redick. They're nobody else is even worth talking about.
I believe J.J. Redick has surpassed Grayson Allen for me.
The older hat will throw Christian Laettner in there just because he was the original.
Oh, he was. He was so awful. And there have been great ones that we've hated all along. And some of them you can hate in that healthy way. And other ones you can hate like you do J.J. Redick and Grayson Allen. But J.J. Redick came out yesterday on ESPN, and he was talking to Marcus Spears and said, you bring up the word hate, the hatred between Auburn and Alabama fans, and my comment to that is that I've always felt that Carolina fans hate Duke fans way more than Duke fans hate Carolina fans. And the reason is that people that go to Carolina, and there's a lot of people in North Carolina that are UNC fans that didn't go to Carolina, but people in North Carolina and UNC fans all over the country, they have an inferiority complex. They have an inferiority complex, and that's just part of the rivalry.
And here's my immediate question. How do they have an inferiority complex when they have more of everything than you do?
Thank you. Come on. Inferiority, if there's somebody that's inferior in this argument, it's Duke. Duke is the inferior product.
And see, to me, neither is inferior. That's your Carolina fan
between
speaking,
the two
and you speaking out of in your yell at clouds voice.
Oh, between the two of them, Duke would be the inferior one.
I would love to know, why do people keep asking J.J. Redick questions?
Because
his answer irritates me. Somebody could ask him what day it was, and I think his answer would irritate me.
Probably. Go sit next to a tree and write some poetry.
Nope, that's my line. Yourself. You don't get to use that. That was mine. I brought that here because that's still one of my favorite moments ever.
The J.J. Redick sitting next to a tree writing poetry.
That was before a Duke Carolina game, and it was like, look at J.J., he's writing poetry, and I went, that's what okay, that's fine. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. You've already write poetry. It's just, I don't know if that's what I would have led with, but okay.
J.J. Redick, trying to throw the shade at the Carolina fans before the biggest game in the history of the rivalry.
Then that's fine.
We have more national championships. We have more Final Four appearances. We have more dudes.
You have more
had
Final Four
success in the
appearances than
NFL.
anyone.
Yeah. We have more tournament wins than anybody in history. And I feel like Tar Heel fans, maybe we do talk a lot of smack. Actually, we do talk a lot of smack. But there's a reason behind it. 6 national championships. And you'll never beat Michael Jordan. Like you've always got that one trump card. And then you want to talk about coaching? Sure, you got Coach K. We have Dean Smith. We have Roy Williams. Now we have Hubert Davis added to the lineage here. And yes, in year 1, I'm ready to put him up there because I think this is the greatest surprise coaching job anybody has done in the NCAA in recent memory.
It's quite good.
Getting to the Final Four in your first year with a team that nobody expected you to do that with.
No, and it's an interesting combination of talent. You lost Dawson Garcia early.
Mm-hmm.
So just imagine how much better they would be with him. This team's really thin right now. I mean, what do they play? 2 guys off the bench?
Yep.
I think they played 1 predominantly off the bench against St. Peter's.
Mm-hmm.
That's impressive.
It is.
It is really hard to win 2 games in 3 nights with a rotation that short.
Yeah.
Now, I will also say this. If you are a gambling individual, I can't tell you which way to go. Carolina's plus 475 to win the national title. Villanova's plus 425. Duke's plus 185 and Kansas plus 125. This is the first time I think I have ever seen a Final Four where no one was a favorite. Everyone was catching plus money.
Yep.
Which means this should be a fun weekend. I'll also advise you, whoever you think wins Carolina-Duke, that's probably who I'd take to win the national title.
Oh, I would agree.
Because the emotional high of that is not going to wear off in 2 days.
Mm-hmm. And for Tar Heel fans, I don't think there could be anything sweeter than beating Duke on Saturday and then beating Kansas on Monday. It's not the
Kansas
matchup.
or Villanova?
No, I think
you don't want your comeuppance for a few years ago with Villanova.
I mean, yeah.
That's the answer to me.
I mean, yeah, there's part of me that feels that way, but that's so long gone. I feel like Kansas has been a thorn in our side for 40 years. Knocking us out of the tournament. I don't know how many times it's been, but it feels like it's been several times. I mean, they were the team that beat us in the Final Four when we could have played Duke for the national championship in 1991. It's always kind of stuck in my craw that the Roy Williams love for Kansas. Like in the 2008 Final Four, when we all number 1 seeds, we got dusted in the Final Four by UCLA, right? And then UCLA plays Kansas in the national championship on Monday, and Roy shows up in the Kansas sweater on Monday. It has always just been a thing. Like, I understand that's where he coached. That's where he got his head coaching gig. I get that. But it's always just stuck in my craw that you can have dual citizenship like that. I know it doesn't make sense coming from the guy who pulls for 8 different teams.
That's exactly where I was headed. You have 2 teams in virtually every sport. The Red Sox and the Braves. The Tar Heels and Georgia. If anybody could respect that, I would think it would be you.
It's not me. Because when it comes to basketball, when it comes to college basketball anyway, that's a one and done. You got one love, and it's the Carolina Tar Heels. And it's never been anybody else, and it's never going to be anybody else. That's why J.J. Redick can go pound sand with his inferiority complex. Stop that. All right. Are you ready to put some money on it?
Well, thanks to Xavier, last night was not the total disaster that it could have been. We are up to $853.28 from our initial bankroll of $500. You can go to betus.com, use promo code Sportsocracy. They will give you 125% of your initial deposit, and you can use them on my selections of the night. My first one, I got 25 on it. The Orlando Magic +3 at the Washington Wizards. Both of these teams are horrible. I probably would have leaned on whichever side I got points on. I'm really glad it's Orlando. Orlando's a better team. They're younger. They haven't completely mailed it in. Washington looks like they just stopped playing in about the middle of February. They're gross. This game will be gross. And the only reason that you should possibly watch it is if you go with me and you got 25 on it with the Orlando Magic. Next, the Denver Nuggets, my 2022 NBA champions, are 9.5-point favorites at the Pacers tonight, and that is ridiculous. They should be upwards of 14. I mean, Indiana has 9 players, and none of them can even vaguely begin to think about defending the current favorite to win his second NBA MVP, Nikola Jokic. I got 50 on it. Minus 9.5 with my Denver Nuggets. Finally, I got 50 on it. The Dallas Mavericks are a 2-point favorite tonight at the Cleveland Cavaliers. With no big guys, Luka Doncic is going to get whatever he wants. The reason this line is so low is because it's on the road and because it's the second night of a back-to-back. So there is a possibility that people aren't going to – they're going to play. They're going to play well, and they are going to absolutely eviscerate the Cleveland Cavaliers. I got 50 on it. Dallas Mavericks, -2.
Take those wagers over to betus.com. Use the promo code Sportsocracy and get a 125% deposit bonus on whatever you put in, up to $2,500. BetUs.com, promo code Sportsocracy.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Traffic slow 240 westbound between Charlotte Street and Montford Avenue. 26 westbound light delays after Airport Road to the Blue Ridge Parkway. In Arden, Airport Road eastbound near I-26, a disabled vehicle has the left lane closed. Near Avery Creek, Boulevard Road north and southbound approaching Long Shoals Road is slow. Sweeten Creek Road slowing southbound after the Blue Ridge Parkway to Mills Gap Road. Hendersonville Road southbound light delays between the Blue Ridge Parkway and Overlook Road. I'm Lyndon Field with your Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Discover. If you're a valued customer, you deserve a simple gesture of appreciation from your credit card company. And that's why Discover matches all of the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year. Discover. Exceptionally common sense. Learn more at discover.com/match. Limitations apply.
The True Crime Podcast, What Happened to Sandy Beale, investigates the alarming death of a young woman who dreamed of a career in law enforcement. Journalist Melissa Jeltsin untangles the mystery at the heart of the investigation, revealing a troubling pattern by officials close to the case.
I didn't take any of that crap because I could tell that they were hiding something.
Listen to What Happened to Sandy Beale on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Try great tasting Ensure Max Protein with 30 grams of protein, 1 gram of sugar, and nutrients to support immune health. Those who tried Ensure Max Protein reported feeling more energy in just 2 weeks. For more information, including consumer survey details, please visit Ensure.com.
The job market is competitive right now, so you need to be competitive to attract top talent. If you're trying to fill open positions at your business, iHeartMedia is here to help. Use radio and digital targeting to find fresh, passive candidates currently in the workforce. These candidates are listening right now, looking for new opportunities. Together, we can let the community know you're hiring. Visit iHeartAdvertising.com. That's iHeartAdvertising.com.
Hello, this is Discover, and we take customer service very seriously. We know that if you have a question or concern about your credit card, that's a serious matter, and you need to talk to a real person about it. So we offer around-the-clock access to seriously talented representatives in the USA. Again, it's a serious endeavor. The only funny thing about it is Bob. If you call us and Bob answers, you're in for a treat. Get 100% U.S.-based customer service and talk to a real person day or night. Discover. Exceptionally common sense.
And now a message from Puffs Tissues. It's that time of year when spring's in full swing and explosions of life make allergies really zing. Each sniffle and swipe can be a moment of dread as ordinary tissues make noses angry and red. So keep Puffs by your side to soften all your blows. With Air Puffed Magic, they'll cushion your nose. Especially during allergy season, a nose in need deserves Puffs indeed.
If cleanliness is next to godliness, look around the car right now. Is that very godly? Look, life comes at you fast, but so does WNC Auto Detailing. They have the tools to make your interior look like it's coming off the showroom floor. You don't believe me? Check them out on Instagram. All that filth and years of stains disappear. WNC Auto Detailing does full interior and exterior details with paint correction, and they do wax and ceramic coatings. Call WNC Auto Detailing at 455-3700. Premium care with a Southern hospitality touch.
The underdog. The long shot. The nobody from nowhere, never gonna happen, 100 to 1 shot. We know something about that. We're with you every step of the way.
This week at Ingles, select 6 to 12 count Laurel and Cuddly soft bath tissue, $3.98 each. Select sizes and varieties Kellogg's Frosted Flakes or Fruit Loop cereal, 2 for $4. And select sizes and varieties Tide laundry detergent, $12.98 each. Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
Dirty Perky Shark-a-back flat!
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not gonna take this anymore!
Shark-a-back flat!
Let the hate flow through you.
I am as big of a Baker Mayfield hater as there is on this planet. But do we have to have the daily update of everything he has touched, seen, or talked to on literally a 24-hour basis? I feel the exact same way about Jimmy Garoppolo. Yesterday, Jed York and the entire brain trust of the San Francisco 49ers felt the urge to come out and say, well, we'll keep Jimmy if we have to. No, you won't, because that makes absolutely no sense. You gave up draft capital to get Trey Lance. You've committed to the kid. Commit to the kid. You don't have to give us a walking update of everything you do with Jimmy Garoppolo. We know he had surgery. We know you're not going to give him up for nothing, and we feel pretty certain that we know you're going to wait until somebody gets hurt, and that's when he's going to get moved. If you're telling me we have to do this all the way to training camp, I may take the next 3 months off, because I am so tired of the names Deshaun Watson, Baker Mayfield, and Jimmy Garoppolo that I cannot think straight. Just let it happen. I'm mad.
We will have all of your coverage of the upcoming biggest game in college basketball history coming up over the next few days here in the Sportsocracy. Tomorrow at 4 o'clock on a Thursday, we will have our Tar Heel time with Jones Angel. Friday, hopefully it's going to be a bang-up show with the likes of Eric Montross and our good old friend from the WWNC days, Nay Brown, former North Carolina Tar Heel, former Philadelphia Eagle. We will touch base with him to talk about what this all means, because it doesn't get any bigger than this.
No. This is going to be fun. I cannot wait for the next couple days, and I can't wait for this game. And I also can't wait for 29 days to pass, because it's almost Draftmas.
That's right.
Drafty Claus is on his way.
They were talking in the chat just a few moments ago that we need a Hard Knocks series of this show, so we can get all of the off the screen, behind the scenes look at things, and we could do it the road to Draftmas, or Jason Trump suggested Draftmas Plus.
That would be a lot of me yelling at everything in sight, because I've become quite cantankerous in the last month before the draft.
It's also how you get canceled, and I don't want to.
I'm convinced you can't do any of those things on camera.
Yeah, we enjoy our time off of the mic as much as we enjoy our time on the mic. And we are glad you're along on the ride with us. TheSportsocracy.com is the website. Click on that live video link. Hit the subscribe button. Get all of our team-by-team Draftmas content. We've got post-free agency 7-round mock drafts. Dallas Cowboys is the next YouTube video that will be popping up here at 5 o'clock this evening. We'll have another batch for you coming tomorrow as well, as we work our way through each and every team and what their haul could look like in the upcoming NFL draft. All of your Draftmas coverage right here in the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville. We will see you tomorrow at 3.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Getting ready for a pretty good spring storm coming in here for Thursday morning. We're in the mid-50s for tonight. Rain chances going up after midnight, and a squall line comes in early Thursday morning, sunrise Thursday morning, featuring storms, some severe possibly. High 72 on Thursday, low 40. And then Friday, partly cloudy and cooler with a high of 55. Wind advisory up for gusty wind. I'm meteorologist Scott Larimore. That's the latest Weather Channel forecast.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. You could live in a time loop where every day is Friday and boldly seasoned Mexican spiced nacho fries with warm nacho cheese sauce never leave the menu. But you don't have to. Nacho fries are back. Get them today, the next day, and the day after that at a participating Taco Bell location near you for a limited time only.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Traffic slow 240 westbound between Charlotte Street and Montford Avenue. 26 westbound, light delays after Airport Road to the Blue Ridge Parkway. In Arden, Airport Road eastbound